Welcome to The Explainer. So today we're doing something a little different. We're not actually here to sell you anything. Instead, we're going to do something I think way more interesting. We're going to deconstruct a marketing script, take it apart piece by piece to really figure out what makes a perfect modern pitch tick.
Okay, let's just dive right in with this quote. It's from the script we're looking at for an AI product, and man, what are we to start, right? Quote, an instant response isn't a luxury, it's survival. They're not just talking about a feature here, they are setting the stage immediately. They're telling you this is a high-stakes game, and if you're not fast, you're not going to make it.
So, yeah, we're going to go behind the curtain on this one. The idea is that by the time we're done here, you'll be able to spot these techniques everywhere. You'll see exactly how this persuasive language and, this really carefully built structure can grab a common business problem and just spin it into a must-buy sales pitch.
All right, so first things first, a truly great pitch, it never ever starts with the solution. So where does it begin? Well, it starts by making the audience feel the problem, and I mean feel it deep down. And trust me, the script we're tearing down today, it's an absolute masterclass at doing exactly that.
I mean, listen to these questions. Is your team drowning in repetition? Are thousands of unanswered messages hitting your business after hours? You can almost feel the stress coming off the page, can't you? It kicks off with this really urgent, empathetic language that's designed to get any business leader just nodding along. It's instantly relatable. And now watch this move. This is where it gets really clever. Right after they hook you with that feeling, with that stress, bam, they hit you with a hard number. They claim a massive 60% of time is wasted on these repetitive tasks. Think about that. That's more than half of your team's entire workday just gone. And they're not done yet. They immediately hit you with another statistic, just layering on the urgency. So now it's not just about wasted time, it's about real money being lost. We're talking 35 to 40% after hours loss. The problem officially has a price tag. It's not just an annoyance anymore, it's costing you. Okay, and this is where the pitch gets really smart. It takes that big general problem of wasted time and makes it super personal. It doesn't matter if you're in real estate, e-commerce, education, it calls out your specific pain point, making you feel like this whole pitch was written just for you. It's brilliant. So they've masterfully set up the villain, right? This monster of inefficiency and missed opportunities. And just when you're feeling that pain, the whole story shifts. It's time to bring in the hero to save the day. The technology itself. And just listen to the language they use. It's not an option or a potential solution. Nope, it is the definitive solution. That is some seriously confident phrasing. They're positioning this thing as the one and only fix for all those problems they just spent time building up in your head. Now, AI can be a really complex topic, right? So to make it simple, they use this brilliant analogy. They call it a digital shock absorber. And that image just clicks, doesn't it? It immediately gives you this picture of the AI taking all the rough hits, smoothing out the bumps, so your business can just glide along. It's such a clever way to explain the value without drowning you in technical jargon. So how does this hero actually work? Well, they break it down into these 4 super clear, simple steps. And what's cool is that each step is a direct answer to a pain point they brought up earlier. The 24/7 inquiries? Check. The repetitive questions? Check. It's this really logical and, honestly, super satisfying reveal of the solution. And check this out. Another great visual. This bar chart, it's not just throwing numbers at you. It's showing you plain as day just how inefficient things are. It's a direct promise. They're basically saying, you see that giant chunk of wasted time on the left? We're going to flip that whole thing on its head. It's a powerful visual promise. Okay, so at this point, they've presented the solution. It sounds great, but with any new tech, especially AI, there's always that little voice in your head going, yeah, but can I trust it? This is such a crucial moment in any pitch, because if you don't trust the tech, you're not going to buy it. So now the script has to switch gears and prove that this thing is reliable, it's secure, and it's legit. So how do they build that trust? Well, they use a classic technique you could call credibility by association. Look at the names on this table. Meta, Google. These are brands you already know and trust. By putting them in their tech stack, they're basically borrowing that trust. It's a psychological shortcut, right? Instead of building credibility from zero, they're piggybacking on the reputation these giants have already established. Now, this slide gets into the nitty-gritty, and it's aimed right at a huge concern for any growing business: scale.
See, WhatsApp has limits, but this pitch shows a clear path from that restrictive 250 message limit all the way up to unlimited. They're answering that critical question from an operations perspective. Can this thing grow with us? And the answer they're giving is a resounding yes.
And they keep building on that trust by showing you all the ways you're still in control. This is so important because a lot of people are afraid of AI just going rogue. But here, they're showing you customizable templates, rules for when a human needs to step in. They're basically saying, don't worry, this AI will be a perfect employee, it will represent your brand perfectly, and it knows its limits. All right, and that brings us to the grand finale, the final act. This is where they take all the pieces, the pain, the promise, the proof, and they bring it all home with a single, direct, and really compelling call to action. Stop missing sales. Stop overloading your staff. Start providing. That stop, stop, start rhythm, that's a classic persuasion technique called the rule of three. It's just so powerful and memorable. It feels balanced and complete to our brains. It's not just a suggestion. It feels like a command you need to follow.
And then, for the final touch, they do something absolutely crucial. They remove any last bit of friction. You know, at this point, the business owner is probably thinking, okay, this sounds great, but it also sounds like a lot of work to set up. And right there, they swoop in and promise to handle everything. The whole shebang. They make saying yes the easiest decision in the world.
So now that you've seen the whole blueprint, the anatomy of this pitch, what do you think you'll spot the next time you see a sales video? Because once you understand this structure, that classic formula of pain, promise, proof, and then the final pitch, you start to see it everywhere. It gives you a whole new lens to look at the marketing that's all around us. The only question is, what technique are you going to spot first?